The Yellow Brick Road. This video does not reflect the actual views of real people. These are actors playing a role to entertain audiences. No persons or animals were harmed in the making of this video. Gosh, I love YouTube and I love Google.
Depression is a tangle of multiple symptoms that can make you sad, feel tired, and have difficulty concentrating. Trintellix is a prescription medication for depression. It may help you take a step forward in improving your depression. Tell your healthcare professional right away if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Do not take with MAOIs. Tell your healthcare professional about your medications, including migraine, psychiatric, and depression medications, to avoid a potentially life-threatening condition. Increased risk of bleeding or bruising may occur, especially if taken with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners. Manic episodes or vision problems may occur in some people. May cause low sodium levels. The most common side effects were nausea, constipation, and vomiting. Ask your healthcare professional if it's time for a change to Trintellix. Depression.
Oh, you fucker. You fucker. Oh, man. That's there forever now. Oh, well. It was clearly some form of Coca-Cola, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
It's Arnold Palmer.
Right.
So what do you think?
It's not only the product that's being sold, it's how they depict it in these commercials. These creepy, shallow commercials. This is happiness, guys. This is it.
Yeah, they sort of sell you on, you can go from this to that.
Notice how like the parts where it's like, you know, are you feeling this way? Are you not happy? Trintellix. The room lightens up and everything. It's like, stop it. Ugh.
And depression is these neurological threads attached to you.
Yeah, they're
binding you, holding you back from the life you're supposed to have.
It's these masculine things that we see. We can just push them out of my way, you know? We can just, oh, they're right here. The doctor told me it's right here under the frontal lobe. See? Right here. It's like, no, you know.
Let's do an analysis of our ideas of depression using this video. Mike's kind of far away.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Depression is a tangle of multiple symptoms that can make you sad, feel tired, and have difficulty concentrating.
Yes, it's something like, you know, seemingly as it's being like it's being portrayed. Oh, it's something separate from you. It's not you. You know, here's you, right? And here's a pathogen. Ooh, it's depression. Oh, it's infected you, now you're sad. No. It's not it, you know?
Oh, what is it then? If you can find the words for it.
They say it can make you feel sad, you know? I do believe it is a form of, or maybe, it is something like, I don't want to call it greater than sadness, you know? But it's somewhat like a never-ending, well, it does end, you know? A never-ending, like, kind of like cycle of numb dryness, you know?
Yeah.
like continuous, like a lack of feeling. That's why I would call it numb. You know, like oh, it could stem from many things. You know, like one kid could like, oh, like, well, why is he upset? Nothing happened to him or a person or whatever have you. You know, he has everything. He's provided for. You know, what's wrong with him? Versus, you know, oh, it's obvious this kid, you know, like he had a family tragedy, you know. Like, see what happened to his parents, you know. It's very, I would say it's very, very misunderstood, you know. Even in contrast, happiness, you know. This is happy, guys. This makes you happy. Okay? This is it. Well, you have to take this outside thing. You have to take this that you can see right here. This will fix the thing that you can't see.
Well, they're already trying to describe these, like you're saying, in physical terms in the first place, like sleepiness, difficulty concentrating, which is, you know, these are all things they associate with the brain.
Like, you know, the other thing is, like,
do you agree with those? That those are symptoms of depression?
I believe it's a, you know, from an observer, you know what I mean? A byproduct, you know. But then we have to look at what are really these things? Difficulty concentrating, indecisiveness, laziness, or whatever the fuck, you know. He's like, you know, sadness. Why? Why any of these things? I feel like rarely is that asked, or is it really, you know, really looked at? You know, whether it was like in retrospect for, you know, the person or everybody around them, you know. Because I do understand, you know, being like literally, no, I mean my bad, figuratively, in like in a pit, you know, I get it. But rarely is it like, oh well, to get out of there. Here.
And here.
Trintellix is a prescription medication for depression. It may help you take a step forward in improving your depression. Tell your healthcare professional right away if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Do not take with MAOIs. Tell your healthcare professional about your medications, including migraine, psychiatric, and depression medications, to avoid a potentially life-threatening condition.
So, of course, all these things come with a hefty number of risks.
Yeah. Here's the thing, you know. It's like a constant, you know, misunderstanding of how does this happen? How does this come about? And is it actually healthy? And by it, I mean, you know, whether it was sadness or depression, you know. Because, I mean, you know, I would say, yes, it is, like, very, like, if not from the same, you know, branch, you know. It's never, well, like, yeah, like I said, again, how does this happen? You know, why is this happening? And is it healthy? You know. Let's look at where are we right now? What's going on around us? What's our environment like? And what are the people around us doing? You know, it's not exactly the healthiest environment, you know. You know.
Fair enough.
I'm saying, am I saying you can't swim? No, you can fucking swim. It's just not good, you know. Tyranny being justified. People taking it's not my problem. Whatever's happening, you know, right in front of you. Shit, you know, even when you're a kid, when you're kind of ignorant to a lot of these things, so like whatever the grown people, adults do, you know, but you still see it, you know, but you don't understand it, which is why I feel like sometimes, like that slate of ignorance, that in a way, it's like that short portion of your life, because you do spend more time as an adult, you know. As far as numbers, right?
Yeah.
You spend more of like the average life as far as an adult than a child. But I would say for some people, if not most, it's like the childhood is more of like a well, you don't know really what's really going on. You're just your kid. You know, you're just doing your thing. And then, oh, time to get a job. Time to contribute. It's time to conform. Oh, you need a car to get to that job, Billy. Time to go get the car. Oh, but you don't have enough money to get the car. Oh. Well, you have to pay for it. Go get another job. How are you going to get there? Tough. Now, whatever job you're working at, let's see. Not exactly enjoying it, are you? It's not really your take. It's not really what you wanted to do. It's not your bliss, you know? Oh, do we even know what that is? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. So we're doing these things, and it's like a constant, like, toxic environment. It's unhealthy. Not only that, everyone around us is, from what I see, it's like conditioned to suppress. It's like, listen, don't be negative. You don't need that. It's all about positivity here. Let's just compress everything and put it in our back pocket and walk out about the day with a big smile on our face. Yeah, let's just do that, right? Right? Or we hear what a mask is? Yes, yeah. We never pay attention to what the shadow is behind us, you know?
Okay.
We're taught to ignore it.
So could you give me something like a short, concrete definition of depression? And that definition would explain why this stuff is obsolete or doesn't work at all, or any prescription.
Depression is a non-masculine thing, I would say. First of all, you can't see it. You can't get an X-ray of it. And
some will argue that, but
here's
your definition.
Right? Well, again, what we probably see is, this is the byproduct of depression. You know, this is low. Like, these measurements are low. You know, you're giving me symptoms of depression. Therefore, you have depression. It's like, guess what? You know, what does that sound like? Probabilities to me, right? Only you can know. And again, depression is what? Yeah, I'm not going to go OCD into this.
Well, you just say, the best case for that would be, very distraught military veterans.
Sure.
As in, they have healthy brains going in, right? They go through all the physicals and all that shit before they can even join the army.
That's right.
Then they come back fucked up. And it's like, oh, your testosterone's low.
Yeah.
This is happening here.
I constantly use that example. I kind of wanted to. Again, you know, that's a perfect thing to look at. You know, let's say, like, you know, these people that may be truly ignorant, or probably are, to any idea of any of these things happening. You know, like they say on paper, oh, people die in war. Ooh, then they go out there and they see some fucked up shit. People blown up, people dying, people just, you know, just atrocities. You know,
or nothing.
Yeah.
They could just see the attitudes of people around them.
Yeah.
Where it's like, woohoo, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, the pseudo like masculine.
Then they get back to normal society, and they're just like, wow, this is completely different.
Yeah.
I have to tone down now.
Yeah.
I have to lock away this cage, this fucking animal.
Yeah. It's like,
cage it up. You know?
I was told, like, you know, it's like now we realize, oh, are we conditioned? Are we truly being conditioned? You know, I was told to be an animal. Now, like, you know, yeah, that's right. Woo. Now it's
and crude humor.
Sure.
Just blatantly honest shit they're probably saying to each other.
Yeah.
Then they
now it's, hey, listen, we're back in civilized society now. No room for that. It's like, you know,
which could be like a huge downer for some people.
Sure.
Like, fuck, I was free.
No, free. You know, that's another thing. You know, like free. What do you mean?
Relative.
Oh, you mean your privileges? Anyway.
Hold on, real quick. I see your comment resource. I did not see Chump retweeting. I didn't see him retweet I think you mean the New York Times reporter, or the newly added New York Times person. Sarah Jung. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I
remember that.
The openly racist Asian woman.
Allegedly.
Alright, good.
But again, you know, let's say it is they come back, they see like these atrocities happen before their eyes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Either or. And you just see, like, something's fucking different. Something's missing, you know? But in a way, it's like they were there and they experienced it. And they come home and now they know it's like something's missing, something's not the same, you know? It's like they first-hand experienced it, you know? Like, fuck, this happens. This shit happens. This is very real. Like, for the first time, like, their whole, like, you know, not only physically, but internally, you know, experience to this type of thing, you know.
Vince McMahon.
What the fuck is he doing? Oh. Brolic, Vince McMahon. It's like, it looks, yeah.
He retweeted the Drudge Report. I gotcha.
It's like they're missing a part of, like, a piece of their souls, you know. And then you find the suicide rates, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, do we ever stop and think, what's going on? No. And if we do, it's very minuscule because nothing's really being done, you know. Not only from them, but from everybody else. Like, a byproduct of what?
Yeah.
Tyranny.
It's
tyranny at the end of the day.
Yeah. For me, I always look at depression as sort of a... You know how when I'm speaking philosophically, I'll use the word need in a different way. If it happens, that means it was needed.
Right.
Now, your ego can't see the future, so you don't really know what you need. Once it's happening, then you know you needed it.
Okay.
It's sort of like... It's like an epiphany moment.
Yes.
When you're looking at it that way.
Right.
So, when I look at depression... I look at it as some sort of lesson to be learned.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was, I'm in a happy, sunshiny world all the time, and I never got to meet myself.
Right.
And you need something sad to pull you back there to say, okay, I am, you know, the sunshine kid, but there's also the, you know, skater kid in the shadows.
Yeah.
Who's like listening to punk rock or something.
Yeah.
You know, you need to fulfill all your archetypes.
The other, you know, I could have used this example as well, you know. It's like, you know, the ignorant child playing in his room with all of his toys, you know, ignorant to what goes on in the outside world, you know.
Yeah.
He's just in his room, you know. Ooh la 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 la, you know, playing with Batman versus Superman, whatever the fuck, you know, Legos. Having the time of his life, but he doesn't even know people are fucking on fire outside of his window right now. But it's soundproof, he can't hear it. Yeah, they're clawing on the window. Help me. Can't hear him. Then one day he steps outside and sees it all. It's like, fuck. Everything's different now. Everything. And then sometimes they get burned too, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, it's physical and it's, you know, and it's like, you know, internal as well, like a feminine, masculine type of thing, you know? Either way, like, either one will happen. If it doesn't happen right away, it's more like a tuck. Like, now we know it exists, but we just pretend not to see it. Then it's just kind of like a ticking time bomb, like a... And then we get underlying messages, like, remember me? Remember me? You know this goes on. So I gotta forget about this guy. Some people can't. That's why it looks like they're just fucked. Something's wrong with them. You know, like literally like someone took the color out of their life. That's what it looks like. It's like wherever they go, like, you know, and like when it's sunshine outside, it looks like somehow, some way, it's like, dude, why does it look like you're inside?
Yeah.
Why does it look like the lights are off, you know? Really? It's horrible. But, and again, what is it? I believe it's a byproduct of something, you know. It's like, we obviously know, okay, this is an example, this happens when bad shit happens, you know. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but is it healthy? Like, you know, like, yeah, you're damn right it is. You know why? Because it definitely shows, like, something's wrong here, you know. And everyone else that, you know, like, you don't see that happen, whether they don't experience sadness or something to the form of depression.
Well, here's where my my definition is going to separate from yours.
All right.
Because you put in the notion of a sick society, correct? I put it in terms of it's a faculty of you that wants to be expressed. So even if you live in a healthy society,
well, I did make that point.
You don't have to, but you should observe your other.
I did make that point earlier.
Faculties.
Yeah, I did make that point earlier. From the kid that like, well, why is he upset? What's wrong with him? He's fine. That kid never saw anything, or but for some reason.
Well, even if they don't see it,
I was just making more of an example of the the person who's who's the kid with the overalls with the lollipop and the trike, wee, then sees a car crash. It's like, what? Or it doesn't have to be something like that,
That's where I would say it is on a subconscious level observed. Thinking of Jungian's collective unconscious.
Yeah.
To where all our content that everyone's observing gets thrown into this area, including everything, animal life, planet, all that shit. Just like, let's say you've only looked at rocks before, you never touched a rock, and you have a dream, and you can physically feel what a rock feels like. Yeah. It feels so realistic to you. Something like that. Pause, by the way.
Well, I understand, I'm going with like what's seemingly the most, common.
Yeah.
Or at least what's portrayed the most. And that's where I'd go just stop right there.
Yeah.
To me it's like, like I'm not saying you can't measure these things, But again, I would say, look, it's like, I don't want to use the word byproduct, but it's, like, oh, okay, this is happening. He's depressed. But look at all these things we can measure. They're low, like they're off. Okay, well, we have to restore them. Then he'll be better. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works. It's not like a machine. Okay. It's not because the car's not going as fast. The motor, something's wrong with the motor, or the radiator. It's overheating, or something like that. The tires are flat. You're going uphill. Something bad's gonna happen. It's like, no. I believe these things just, I don't want to say just, they happen due to whatever, Not, I don't want to say whatever,
You can look at them logically.
Yeah, my fault.
If you're feeling depression emotionally, which is non-physical, and then how did I explain this before? And you can observe the brain. How did I explain this before? Like, why would a pill, something physical, address something non-physical?
Sure.
Oh, it was Peterson talking about pain. He was talking about pain. It's like, okay, if my head is hemorrhaging, obviously there's something a doctor can do for the physical hemorrhaging.
Right.
If I break an arm, there's something you can do physically for the physical arm that's physically broken. If you're emotionally hurt, it's not I have a headache, my emotions, I have a headache.
Or your T count. Your testosterone's low. It's like, listen, like there is medication for my consciousness. Oh, I didn't know that's out there.
Yeah.
No. It's not something that you can see, okay? It's not something you can measure.
It's not. Yeah.
It's just like these tests that measure happiness, or these tests that measure sadness, or these tests that measure these non-physical things, these non-masculine things. It's insane, How do you go get medication or a medicine for something that it doesn't make sense to me? And these doctors that prescribe it, right? Some of them are psychologists, right? Or if not, they are. I would say, right?
They have to have psychologists.
They're psychologists that are prescribing these things, and like, what the hell? That's why I'm so like, you know, I'm still learning these things, you know, as far as how to say them, but feeling, you know, I think I'm on the point here. I would say, you know, it is very important that people do their own work, you know. And eventually,
I would say, well, see, I would think you would need some form of nurturing. That doesn't mean people. That does not mean people.
okay.
It could be a
Maybe this clear.
pebble hitting your head, and you're like, "Huh, I get it now."
I don't mean the do-it-yourself thing. You know what I mean? I mean it's mostly because you can't do that yourself. You know.
Well, you need to be you. You need to experience things from here outward.
Sure. You know, you're taking content in and you're giving content out. That's what happens. That's what's needed, and through that, that's how it happens, and that's how, you know, internal work can be done. You know, because for internal work to be done, you know, obviously, the content has to be, you know, external, et cetera, you know.
Yeah, the work is being done on the ego. That's where the work is being done on. And the ego negotiates internal and external.
Okay.
So it's receiving content from the inside, which is emotion or subconscious or, you know, intuition, things like that.
Sure.
And obviously the external sense, the physical senses. You can even consider the brain as external.
Sure.
To the ego.
Okay, and then
They're just so locked together
Yeah.
tightly that you can't really see a difference.
can't really see it at all.
No, it's hard to tell the difference.
Just fucking with you. Yeah.
As in, like, every time I think this part of my brain fires.
Yeah.
And they put these nodes on my head like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think this, and then this over here, this part of the brain fires. Because
Listen.
they're so tightly interlocked.
Okay, like that's like this. Like whenever he's happy, he giggles. Write that down. It's like, you know, to me, that's like this mindset right here. It's like we never seen a car before, right? Well, okay, when the car backs up, the lights, the tail lights light up. Okay, it's backing up now. Like this mindset of measuring and all these things. It's like people are not machines, you know. People can try to make themselves machines. That's what's going on, you know. Whether it was intentionally or unintentionally, you know.
And once again, that's okay. It's not the full pizza.
That's not the full experience.
It's a slice of it. Analyzing things is important.
No. I meant bearing the part of yourself, which makes you non-synthetic. You know. Again, it's you know, he's suffering with depression. Let's give him this antidepressant pill, and he'll get better.
Yeah.
He'll know happiness. You know, like what? Then what is it? You know, if it's a synthetic happy, what is that? Can you tell me? I'm not saying you have to. What I'm saying is, you know, not many people can, but they can experience it. Some people can fully experience their happiness, whether it's through something, whether it's experiencing someone else, you know, someone else's joy, or through their own bliss. But is synthetic happy? It's like, what are you, a zombie? You know, I'm just being honest here. That's what it looks like, and that's what I'm seeing.
It's sort of the
as well as
fake it till you make it.
Oh yeah, as well as regulating everyone's feelings through conditioning. You know, well, you're not supposed to feel this way. Hey, stop running around the house. You know, like, you know, and justifying these things. It's like a cultural thing, you know, throughout society. You know, or it can be. But at the end of the day, it's all a choice. You know.
Essentially.
Yeah, essentially.
Until you know, step on the game board. Till then, something else is driving the car.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where I'm getting at here. You know.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else to say?
I think I said enough.
Real quick.
I'm honestly a little bit upset I wasn't able to say it more thorough.
Real quick, Donald Trump tweeted.
Oh my God, I didn't see this. LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike. Holy shit.
You heard it here first, folks. Donald Trump endorses Michael Jordan.
Fuck. So I like Mike.
Burn. But yeah, I saw the. He tweeted out the Drudge Report about. That's the wrong one. About Sarah Jeong. Anti-cop, anti-men. Yeah, I've heard some of her stuff, and it's like
The Jung lady.
Oh, is it cancel white people or something like that?
Mr. Stark. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
And little did she know, Sarah Jeong started the rapture.
I don't really pay attention to that. It's just silly, stupid stuff.
Yeah, it's just gonna. What I think's gonna happen is this is just gonna drum up more revenge politics.
Revenge identity politics. Yeah.
While,
It's like, listen, and that's the other thing I was gonna get at too. We're roots from the same thing. And the video I was watching really like the roots of tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
It makes perfect sense.
How so?
Well, at least how like what's happening now. It's like, ooh, no. It's not people. It's this thing. Let's blame it on this thing out here. This title, this brand, this thing we gave a name. Oh, it's you people, you white people. Yeah, like that clip of what's his name in it.
Peterson.
Whatever. No. It was an actor.
Sorry.
He was in fucking Terminator. Some other shit.
I don't know his name. I know
Me
you're
either.
talking about.
But that was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever.
He's Cyborg's dad in Justice League.
Yeah. Anyway, it's these revenge identity politics that happen, and it's like, well, let's bury ourselves, bury the part of ourselves that we don't want to look at, so we can do this thing. We can stand on this pedestal, this pseudo pedestal, and say, ooh, I got the answer. But I'm not going to tell you any solutions, And we just, this is what happens, okay? This is the reason why bad things happen. It's the white people, or it's this people, or it's the Republicans, or it's the Dem. Oh, it's communism. Oh, it's the fucking deep state, or it's the government. Oh, it's like, no, it's people. Okay, people do this shit. Okay.
It's very comfortable to sit in that space. Not for me, but for them.
No, it's fucking. Probably, first of all, it's probably fucking real easy.
It's probably first class seats on
really
an airplane.
Easy. You get luxury. Oh, would you like a pillow? You
sit back and someone else will supply the answers for me.
Hello,
Even if it's the first person that came up with this stuff, they came up with that based on someone else's shit.
Sure. Oh man, hello, Mr. Shallow.
You're black, I'm white. Thus I'll do this.
Hello,
I'm
Mr.
black,
Shallow.
You're white. I'll do this.
Would you like some tea? Oh, you see the gentleman back. Who's that gentleman back there? Oh, don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. We're focusing on you right now. Would you like some ice cream? Yes. It's like very easy little.
They sip tea out of thimbles.
But then they can feel them.
A cup would be too deep for them.
But then the person.
Too much water.
Yeah, the person in coach is like, oh, what am I doing here? Just jumps off the plane.
Meanwhile, Jesus is walking over oceans. They're afraid to sip tea. It's a symbolism.
Sure.
Yeah, he is tweeting a bunch, but he's all seem like gossipy and self-promoting and Vince McMahon.
I really don't see how people don't see through this, Honestly, don't.
I think people see it for what it is. It's boasting.
Just saying. No. I mean, come on. You know what it's called? It's called baiting.
Yeah.
It's really what it is. Come on, seriously. He won't say this shit in person. And if he does, it's for a reason. But rarely does he say something like this. Go up. Yep. Where it's like, ooh, he made LeBron look smart. Damn well he ain't saying that to anybody on a microphone.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot to do this.
Increased risk of bleeding or bruising may...
you know, it's, you know, this whole thing, you know, I said earlier, but, you know, even though it's I don't want to call it a simple show, but it's very easy to digest and see what's going on. As far as this one episode from the Twilight Zone where they're everyone's getting the same face, the same, you know, the same body when they reach a certain age, you know, and it's time, and you'll feel great, and everyone will be the same. It'll be perfect. You know. Here, listen. Like you feel like, and there was this kid from this one family. You know, this girl. You know, it was getting close to her time to choose a body, which one to get. You know, and be beautiful finally. She'll be beautiful. That's what they would say. Oh, and then you know, and listen. She would feel uneasy. You know, she would feel like insane. You know. Well, hey, maybe it's because you're the only sane person in the whole fucking room, if not the world. You know.
Yeah.
And then she's running amok, and they would tell her, "Listen, sit down, calm down." But they're not really listening to her. It's like these like half-dead zombies walking around telling her, "Calm down, listen, have a glass of Smile." That's what they called it. I'm pretty sure that's what they called it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, even like, you know, it's fucking out there. It's not subliminal. It's out there in front of your face, screaming like, "Hello." How come people know? Like, it's like, wow, you know, such a great show. It's like, you know, sorry, not really.
I probably disagree with you.
How so?
I don't know, I think it's just your mannerisms.
It's pure frustration. I don't mean to make fun of it or anything. It's just,
you know, these people, I think, need to be like coddled in a way.
I'm not trying to give off the whole, you gotta slap him on the ass and put him in gear. You know, it's just, it's fucking horrible for me. To me, it's like watching someone kick a dog, like a puppy. You know, the small little like, you know, it's like, you know, watching some dude who's 7 foot MMA fighter just kick a puppy. You know, that's what it looks like to me. It's just horrible to see and watch. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing to yourself, man? It makes me go insane. Well, no, not, you know what I mean. But it's like, oh my god, like, what's going on? I just...
And it's too much of a mess with people's psyches, man. You don't know what the fuck's
going on.
No,
I don't know. But I can empathize through, some, like, you know, through experience, you know. So I'm not on some like pedestal or like, you know, high chair, you know.
I am.
Whatever.
I'm up there with Trump, so.
But it's just, you know,
I'm in the Trump Tower.
From experiencing and observing as well, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And it's not that. It's like it's not just one person or 2 people in the room. It's happening everywhere, you know. If it's not an antidepressant pill, it's something else, you know. It's, let me cling to this. This will help, you know. Hey, oh, is that your shadow behind you? Nope. Don't pay attention to that.
You done ranting?
It's not a rant.
Yeah, it was. That was a rant and a half.
Whatever.
So, do you want to do the Peterson one?
I don't think it's necessary.
Alright. Shots fired. I got you.
It's not shots fired. It's
just playing, man. I made a funny.
It's fucking. What's even worse is when people fucking take advantage of this and they know what's going on. Ooh, we'll make money off of this. Ugh.
Talking about depression, and somehow we end up on Donald Trump's Twitter page.
Because you went to Donald Trump's Twitter page. That's how we ended up there.
I got sources. I got resources.
I got resources too, man. You just can't see them.
That is it. Fuck. What we can probably do tomorrow is, I'd say, Definitely doing UFC. Right.
Which one?
Dillashaw.
Oh, that's right.
Garbrandt.
That's right. I keep forgetting it's August.
What is that, 227?
I think so. Hey, let me just make one thing clear. This doesn't attack anybody who ever's had depression, you know, because I can understand. It's merely an observation on something or something I would know about, but which I can't show you how I know. You know, I'm really describing it. Whether it was something that's about happiness or sadness or, again, depression. But it's my observation on something when someone says, "Oh, it's outside," okay? "Oh, it's like you've been infected," you know. "Oh, there's nothing wrong. It's just this. It's an imbalance." That's where I call bullshit, and that's where I would. It's like I just can't stand by. And then we talk about like one person, you know, and I respected it. It's like, well, you know, the antidepressant pills. You know, it wasn't even the subject of the video. They said, "Oh, the antidepressant pills helped me," and I'm like, I would agree, but maybe I would use a different type of explanation for the word help. You know, like this experience helped you to get to this point in this point in the journey. You know.
I would say if you don't understand what he means by depression not being a distinctly physical thing, I would watch the MGTOW masculine versus feminine video we did, where it sort of runs through layers of this self and psyche, to where you can see, okay, where I'm talking about likes and dislikes, that will play a role in depression. Okay.
Like, yeah, as of right now, like my words can be inadequate.
Yeah. So tomorrow maybe we'll do like a marathon video and then do the UFC one. Yeah, whatever we want. Gaming or conspiracy. I like the tinfoil hat ones. They're kind of fun.
I got an idea.
Because I have no idea what's going on.
I got an idea. Someone asked me, check these out. I'm like, I will.
What is it?
Conspiracy.
Okay, so we'll probably have a conspiracy video tomorrow. Alongside UFC 227, Dillashaw versus Garbrandt 2. Someone's getting fucked up tomorrow.
I feel like Garbrandt's going to come back with the... you're gonna get knocked out. I'm a fan of both of them, so you know. They just it's one of the most entertaining parts. Even the fight will always be the most entertaining. They're talking shit. Seeing them talking shit is the funniest thing ever. It's like it's like they both suck at it, but Garbrandt just makes it a whole other level to where it's entertaining. It actually, to me, that shit rivals the people that can actually talk shit.
Yeah.
It's like, this is just too good. It's like, oh yeah, well, you're taking steroids, and you showed everybody at our camp how to do them. And the guy's like, it's like, yeah, I got him now. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Snitching.
It's like, you know, it's like Jay-Z and Nas in an interview about camera. It's like, you know, it's, and Nas is like, snitch. He's like, yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, snitching.
Alright, so subscribe, comment, hit the bell thingy, because it notifies you. That's right, whoever's watching. Might be a resource.
Right.
Oh, right. And thumbs down.